I'm Ariana Grande.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Erivo.
And you're listening to the Broadway Podcast Network.
Visit vpn.fm to discover more.
There's a cat over here. There's a cat over there. And the wrong one died. And the wrong one died.
Welcome to The Wrong Cat Died, the podcast breakdown of the catastrophe. I'm your host, Mike Abrams, and today we have another amazing guest. Right now, you can see her as Nini in Moulin Rouge, which just celebrated their 5th year on Broadway. But before that, she was one of the Macavity Girls in the 2019 Cats movie. So welcome, Sophie Carmen-Jones, and thank you for joining me.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I have not had anybody from the movie, and the movie is what sparked this podcast. So I am excited to talk to you, and I also just resaw Moulin Rouge and got to see your performance, which I believe you originated in the West End as well as Nini. So fun to talk about both shows.
Yes, so much to talk about.
So let's start though with Cats. I want to know, as a dancer, I'm assuming you had some familiarity with it before 2019 in this movie. So what was your Cats history prior to being cast in this movie?
Oh, I went and saw it in the West End with my mum. I think I was about maybe 13 years old. And I just thought it was one of the most amazing things I'd ever seen. The fact that the cats were in the audience, like I don't know what it was like here, but they were immersive in the West End. They'd come down like the lanes of the auditorium. And the fact that it was sort of in the round was so exciting to me. Yeah, I felt like I was up there with them, which was my dream at that time, of course. So yeah, I just thought it was awesome.
How old were you when you saw it?
I think I was 13. I want to say that young. Yeah.
Young. So very kind of challenging time too, because like you probably were starting to understand what was happening, but also maybe a little too young to fully comprehend what was happening.
Yeah, I think I just loved dancing. I was obsessed with dancing. So I think all I cared about was that there was about 30 people in front of me in these cat suits, playing cats, dancing their absolute hardest. And I was just loving it.
Yeah. You're like, forget the story. Let's just watch the choreography.
I don't know what was going on.
Yeah.
But I didn't care.
That's amazing. So then tell me about being cast in the movie. I mean, you've done other Broadway movies and Disney movies and stuff that have come through. So you're familiar with this process, but this one seems a little bit different because there's going to be the creative and how they're going to do it wasn't CGI, it was the VFX, I think is how they said it back at the time. But also you're going to be dancing with Andy Blankenbuehler as a choreographer and all these different pieces to it. So when you got cast in the role, kind of what was your first thought about being cast in a Cats movie?
Well, the way I ended up getting cast was actually quite unusual because usually if you're going in to be a dancer in a movie, you go to a big audition with loads of dancers and, they whittle it down and you end up getting a job, hopefully. But for this, I actually saw the casting director for something else. It was actually an acting role for a different film that I was going out for, a very small role that they needed like physical performance for. And I went in for that. And then that casting director said to me, did we pull you in for Cats at all? And I said, no, because I'd actually just been working on the Little Mermaid movie. Or no, it wasn't Little Mermaid. It was something else, but I wasn't available to audition for like the big like chorus dance audition for that. So I said, no. She was like, okay, because we're looking for 4 more girls for a small section of the movie. Can we call you in for that? You'd have to go in for a proper dance audition at the studio. I was like, yeah, absolutely. So like the next week I went in and it was quite a small audition because I think they'd already seen so many people that there was only a certain number that they hadn't seen yet. And it was just, they wanted 4 extra girls to be the Macavity Girls to do this number with Taylor Swift. So I was like, absolutely, sign me up. I went and auditioned at the studio and ended up getting it. I think we had to sing as well, which is not the norm when you're going in for a dancer in these movies because usually they have other people do the singing and stuff. We had to sing for this audition as well because they actually wanted us to live sing it with Taylor. And we did actually have some rehearsals with Taylor Swift as well, singing, which was really cool. But yeah, I was chuffed when I got the call that I got it. I was like, how cool! And we're working with Taylor Swift. In the
Yeah.
Cats movie, bring it on.
So you knew that at that point that she was going to be doing the Macavity song and was going to be like that whole section was going to be together with her.
Yes, I think we did know that at that time. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what about pressure for that? I mean, she was huge. I mean, she's the biggest star in the world right now, but she was huge at that moment.
Yeah.
And to go in and know that you're going to get the opportunity to sing and dance with her in this movie, probably did that add to it, or was it just another audition for you?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I do think when you go to these auditions, it just becomes like another audition, another job opportunity that, those things are the bonuses, but it's like, it does get to a point where it's like sort of just another gig, you're like, hope you get it. If not, move on, see what's next.
Yeah, for sure. So I want to hear a little bit about the process for the movie, because I've heard so much about rehearsals for Broadway shows and how you learn the dance numbers and you learn your staging and then you go and you do it hundreds of times. But this is a little different because you are learning choreography, but it's being shot with all kinds of different tech around you and you get a lot more chances. So what was that like, learning the choreography from Andy like? Like, what was that whole process like from start to finish?
Well, you hit the nail on the head there with you get more chances. That's why I love working in film and TV.
Yeah.
Because there's like, weirdly, even though there's loads of pressure, because there's, loads of cameras on you and it's, it is high pressure. You know that if it does go tits up, you can go again.
Yeah.
Hopefully. But working with Andy was amazing. Obviously, what a legend. And his team was so lovely. We had Ada and Colton as his assistants, and they were just so lovely. Because I did that one little number, I wasn't part of the main team that did the whole thing. Mm-hmm. It was really lovely to just drop in, learn the routine, workshop it a little bit. There was just 4 of us. We actually got to do a bit of aerial as well, which was really cool. We got to work with a stunt coordinator one morning. My experience was just lovely and fun, and it was short-lived, so it was just sweet. Got to go in, do a bit with Taylor, have a couple of singing sessions with her. Like, it was just a dream. It was honestly just great.
Yeah. And it's a part of the movie. I mean, I assume most people that are listening to this have seen the movie. And if not, you should, because it's a huge part of Cats history, in my opinion now. But it's my favorite song. Macavity has become my favorite song in the show. And so it's with pretty much everybody, because it's a huge part where the ball is essentially happening. So did you film with basically everybody there, or was it done in parts?
The number that I did, everyone was there.
Yeah, so the
even
whole
Judy
cast is basically
Dench.
there. Yeah.
Dame Judi Dench was even brought in at the end of one of the days, because we end up looking at her at the end of the number. Everyone was there. Idris Elba there in his cat suit and his socks. It was literally everyone was there. It was all hands on deck. It was awesome, and the sets in that movie were insane. It was so cool. Yeah.
I love it. I mean, it's such a cool number. Like I rewatched that number in particular as we were, prepping for this, and I was kind of going back through, and there is so much going on in that number because everyone's there. There's all the moments. It is such a fun song because at that point, I don't think a lot of people really fully comprehend Macavity if you're not familiar with Cats. And Idris Elba pops in. It's when Taylor pops in. It's just that moment of the movie where there's so much happening. And it was fun to kind of watch it too, where, there's so much happening with choreography and there's so much dancing happening, but the way they shoot it, it kind of jumps you around. So it's fun to kind of pull you out and be like, oh, here are the 4 Macavity girls. Now I seeing that, all the different things you're doing. Yeah. But I want to ask a little bit about that, because as with a show, with Moulin Rouge, I was sitting, in the orchestra, and I had the ability to watch front and center you the whole time because I'm just be able to see the stage. And so I get to see, your Lady Gaga numbers and all these different things. But in that movie, the directing and the editing points me to where to look. And so as a dancer, how is that? Is that hard to know that you're doing all these different things that maybe won't be as viewed because of where they point the camera at that particular moment?
Oh, totally. I always feel for the choreographers and creatives that their work just sometimes gets a bit butchered, or, their best moments don't get featured. It must be heartbreaking, but as a dancer, our job is to just do every take the absolute best you can possibly do it and give it your all. You can't think about what's going to make it and what's not, because otherwise that might affect how you do a bit. And what if that is the bit they pick? You just have to do every take your absolute best and not think about the edit, because unfortunately we have no control over that. So yeah, it is a shame when you had a lovely moment or there was a gorgeous bit of choreography that you love doing that you were hoping would make it and it's not there. But that's just the name of the game, and you just can't really think like that when you're actually shooting it.
Yeah. Was there a moment, because that's one of the things, having experienced Andy's choreography from the 2016 revival and just in general, watching that whole movie, is I kept thinking there are moments like there's got to be some really cool things that I didn't get to see fully or I caught a glimpse of. So did you have a moment that you like loved that did not make it in?
I mean, that number was awesome. Like, it was such a spectacle. Like you said, everyone was in it. It was a huge number. I do kind of wish that it could, like, there was more like behind the scenes footage that people could see, because it was gorgeous. Like, it looked fantastic. There were so many moments where, like, obviously you've got Taylor entering on that moon, looking amazing. Then we come down, the four Macavity Girls come down on these hoops and we're like spinning. You don't really see much of that. I actually fell out of the hoop for one of the takes. I got overexcited and like span it really fast because we had to spin ourselves from the top. I just got a bit overexcited and we were harnessed. Obviously, no the stunt team were amazing. But I fell out of it and was just like dangling in my harness. But yeah, luckily that didn't make the cut, the flying cat. But yeah, then like half of the ensemble of cats then came out and did this awesome like showy bit like up on the stage at the back. I don't think you catch loads of that. But it's always the way, all those dancers and actors that were in the whole film must have felt like that when they watched it back. Like, loads of moments probably got cut, but that is just the way it is.
Yeah. It's actually my biggest gripe about the movie was, I know there's criticisms of the movie, but my biggest gripe is that I caught moments and then I was like, I wanted the rest of that moment. And it jumped too much for me as someone who, again, coming from more of the Broadway stage, West End, like knowing the musical, I wanted to see more of the dance. And I didn't feel like I got as much of that because of it. But it's interesting to hear your process on that, where it's like, you don't even think about it in the time. It's like, just go give it your all, because you don't want it to have that one spot where you were like, I'm not into it. And that's the part that they feature you on, right?
Yeah, exactly. Especially, as dancers in the background, you don't really get control over, hey, can we go again? Like, if I shouted that out, they'd be like, who the hell are you? Whereas, if you are the main actor, if you're the one with the lines and, leading the scene, then you can say, I didn't feel that one. Can we go again? And if they've got time, they will. But sometimes, these movies, they move fast. Like, sometimes we don't have time because they've got so much to shoot in a day. And overtime is expensive. So it's go, go, go. You better deliver every take.
Yeah, that's so true. What about the costumes? Like, how was that? Because like the cat, you weren't in a cat costume, were you? Like, so that was all added after.
Yeah. So we were in these like special suits that had, rather than like the ones you see for like other films of used with like the dots on, these were actually, they had like wires throughout them. Apparently they were like super modern, what do you call it? Like cutting edge technology, where we had to like calibrate the suit to the tech in the morning. Like, we had to sort of walk up and down whilst the tech guy was like calibrating us. And then it was like capturing our movement whilst we were doing it, rather than afterwards. They would do it in post with the dots sort of thing. I don't really understand it, but apparently it was like super modern, like cutting edge tech. And
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't see yourself in the cat's costume until you saw a version of the movie?
Yeah, I never saw what I was going to look like as a cat.
At all?
No, we were just in these wig caps with like dots on our faces. We weren't even in slightly, there was no nod to being a cat. It was literally just Sophie in a wig cap with dots on her face.
Yeah, no tail,
Imagine
no
that
nothing.
as a cat.
That's got to be, does it make it harder or easier? Because it's just like, you're focused on the dance, so maybe it doesn't matter.
Well, not just the dancing, because, everyone, we're all acting as well as the cats. And I think Andy did a lot of work with everyone to make sure that even when there wasn't set choreography, that you were being a cat,
Yeah.
having to be such physical actors all the time. Like, you had to move as a cat. You weren't allowed to just strut around, even though, at times we kind of were giving it jazzy struts, especially in that sexy number. So yeah, I think you just had to just imagine that is what we all were, that we were being cats. We weren't humans. We were absolutely being and embodying cats.
Yeah. Did you think at all about your characters for that? Because like the Macavity Girls, are you like part of the crime gang? Did you think about that? Did you give any backstory?
Yeah, totally. We were like Taylor Swift's little side chicks, weren't we? So we were like part of her story, part of, all of that. Absolutely. And it makes it more fun for you as an actor and performer to think like that, like the more you imagine and the more you immerse yourself in that world, the more fun it is. It's just playing, It's great.
So what was your character's backstory? Like what do you remember?
Yeah, I was 100% all four of us were just like Taylor's absolute side chicks, like definitely the naughty cats. Like even the way we got to enter was like, I felt like I was it Catherine Zeta-Jones? I'm obsessed with Catherine Zeta-Jones. I feel like I mention her all the time. In what's that movie where she like enters it on the wire and she's like dodging all the lasers in that movie where she's like being a robber, basically,
Oh,
and that's what I felt like. I was like, I'm dropping into like a museum here where I'm about to steal the crown jewels. Just like the naughty cats, definitely.
We're going to figure out what that is.
I know. What is that movie? It's going to annoy me.
It's not. So she did Chicago. It's not Chicago.
Yeah. Not Mask of Zorro.
Not Mask of Zorro. God, there's so many movies in her. Oh no, this is going to be Entrapment.
Yes, that's the
Entrapment.
one.
That's what it is.
I sort of pictured being her. I think she wears like a big old black unitard, like and all sexy. So I think I was picturing being her in that moment, like coming in to get up to mischief. For sure.
That's great. That's great. So you knew you were part of the crime gang and you were ready to go. Can you talk a little bit about after the movie came out? Because obviously this was polarizing. Like the trailer almost broke the internet. There were a lot of noise and stories around the edit and was it done? And it came out around Christmas. And so what was that like for you being in it? Obviously having, movies that have done incredible and have, rave reviews, and having one like this that won some Razzies and had some parts, but also knowing that you were in this amazing section of it that people loved. Yeah.
I mean, it's always disheartening when something you've been involved in isn't well received or doesn't do well. But I don't know, I guess, again, with what we do, you just have to get used to the ups and the downs of the industry. And that is one of them, that you might have been part of something that doesn't do well, and that's okay. And, it wasn't a first for me. I was part of a musical that didn't do well once. So it's like, it's part of what we do. We just have to accept it and move on and not dwell on it, and just like on to the next.
Is there anything that you point to when people watch it or people learn that you were in it where you're just like, what's been the like friends, family, crowd reaction for that?
I don't know, really. To be honest, I only watched it myself once.
Just one time?
I'm not going to lie. I watched it the once and I was like, yeah, great. I saw my bits. Everyone's fantastic. All the dancers are amazing. There's some gorgeous performances. Is it a bit weird that the cats sometimes aren't even touching the floor? It seems like there's sometimes looks like they're hovering a little bit, which is weird, but it is what it is. I got to be a part of another movie and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because like when I tell everybody who like talks about this movie was the choreography and the dancing is incredible. Like it's there and it. Like Andy's amazing. And then the group of dancers that are in the movie, from the people that did Broadway, there's people that did
West
modern
End
dance and West End and
so many
ballet.
amazing.
There are some incredible moments. And that's again, my gripe. I didn't get to see as much. I want just a wide angle shot of the movie. Like, I want just like, I want to see all of the dance.
Incredible dancers. There was like, like amazing break dancers. Like they pulled in a team from like all over, not just, theatrical performers. There was, freestylers, b-boys. They were amazing. I do wish that you saw more of it too. I wish there was more behind the scenes footage that people could see. Maybe there is. I don't know.
It exists. There has to be a version there like
surely
that exists. So maybe if we pressure enough people, they'll release it for the masses. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back for more of The Wrong Cat Died. Well, let's talk about a different dance show, and let's talk about Moulin Rouge. So you originated the role in the West End of Nini, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and then you are now doing it on Broadway. So what's that like, switching, essentially going from doing it in the West End where it's similar, I'm assuming there's some tweaks and some differences, and then coming to do it over here on Broadway?
Yeah, it is very, very similar. At the end of the day, it's the same show, but it's just on a different stage, much bigger stage on Broadway. So I've got to travel a lot more. And it feels like a slightly different energy here as well. It feels a bit more lively and free. I think that's just maybe what the audiences crave here, or maybe it's that the audience feel a bit closer because it's wider and I don't know, it feels almost a bit more immersive here. So there were some slight adjustments, and obviously doing it with a totally new cast. I was the only one coming over. So for me, every single person was new, which was, great and keeps it fresh for me, made it very different and interesting. And yeah, and also coming to Broadway was just crazy. When I got the call off our director, Alex Timbers, I was like, what? Yes, please. And yeah, it's just been a dream. And I'm still living the dream, a year and a half later, I'm still here and still loving it.
Yeah. And I think the beginning of Act 2, I think is probably my favorite part of the whole musical, which is mostly you. It's pretty much you. So
it's a proper ensemble piece that it really is. I know me and Santiago do start it, but then it's like over to them, and it is phenomenal. Everyone is dancing their asses off, and it is awesome. Sonia and Taya's choreography is just so cool.
Yeah.
It's so fun to perform every night. And what I love here is that, within the realms of the set choreography, we're also given a bit of freedom, which is so fun to continue to play and, put your own twist on it and bring your own personality to it, which I think reads then, in the audience, they feel that. It feels powerful, and yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. It is cool to hear you say that, because there are moments that you get to interact with the crowd, and you get to kind of have some freedom. And that did remind me a lot of Cats, where there is that kind of similar moments of where you can have you're placed here at this part of the set. You have to be here and you have to kind of do those things, but maybe you can do a little bit here, which keeps it a little fresh for you, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, I love those moments. Anytime that we've been given the freedom to sort of, connect with the audience, it's brilliant, because it just forces them to engage straight away. And, these days with people's attention spans, it's so important to bring them in and keep them involved. As an audience member, I love that. If ever I'm, sat in the audience and the cast connect with me, I love it. I feel like I'm up there with them. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's cool. I mean, thankfully, when we came recently, we were in really good seats. And so we were right up in front with you. And it was cool to be able to kind of experience those moments. And it's a lot going on too. Again, there's there's stuff happening in every part of the stage, which is a cool thing. I hope most people have seen it. If not, definitely run to go see this show. Yeah. And it's incredible. And that's why it's celebrating 5 years.
Absolutely. What a mad achievement. 5 years on Broadway is amazing.
Yes, is no small feat these days.
No.
So I want to cast the Moulin Rouge cast as Cats. So I love doing this. I think it's really fun. I did spend some time thinking about it. So I'm going to put you on the spot here to try to get who you're.
Am I going to remember the names of the cats?
I can help out. I can help out. So let's start with Harold Ziedler.
Oh, come on. You cast this one. What, you do that one for me. I've got some up my sleeve for the other roles.
Okay.
Who do you think Harold is?
I have Harold as Monkish Trap, because Monkish Trap tells a story, and I kind of feel like that Harold's almost a narrator of sorts, even though not fully, but that was kind of the closest.
He would cast himself as the narrator though, wouldn't he? Harold, in the show, within our show, he certainly makes himself.
I also picked the hardest one.
Role.
Yeah. There is a little bit of Bustopher Jones in the sense of but I have Bustopher Jones potentially as another spot. So
okay, we'll see that one.
Who do you want? Who do you have cast right away? Who popped into your head?
I was thinking of Christian as Magical Mr. Mistopheles.
That's what I had as well.
No way.
Okay. Yep.
Perfectly cast. Just because he's wide-eyed and he believes in magic. He believes in romance. So I think that sort of parallels well with Magical Mr. Mistopheles, Christian being that hopeless romantic and believing in magic.
I agree completely. What about the Duke?
I'm thinking Rum Tum Tugger, but no, because I think Santiago's Rum Tum Tugger.
So it's interesting. So I have Santiago's Rum Tum Tugger. I think that one's clear cut.
Yeah.
I had the Duke as a combination of Bust for Jones, Mr. Mistopheles, and the Rum Tum Tugger because he's the money. So that's the Bust for Jones. He also kind of is the villain, which is the Macavity. But then also he does have that swagger that you would have with Tugger.
Actually, yeah, he's Macavity.
I think it's Macavity.
Yeah.
most.
Oh my God, totally. David Harris currently plays the Duke. He is so a Macavity. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I want to make sure we get some of these people into those roles too in the future. So, okay. So we'll have him as Macavity. What about for you as Nini?
Ooh, which one's Taylor's part? What's that called?
Bomb Ballerina.
Bomb Ballerina. There you go. That's the one.
That's what I had too. I just think.
Yeah,
does
just
a lot of the
casting
dance,
myself as Taylor Swift,
yeah,
basically.
just you as Taylor.
I'll be Taylor Swift.
Who do you think Toulouse is?
I need to get the cast list up here. I need to get the names of the cats. I forgot about the Rum Tum Tugger. No, not Rum Tum Tugger. What are those? What are the twins?
Corkopat and
No, Rumple Teaser, Mungo Jerry.
Oh, Mungo Jerry Rumple Teaser.
Forgot about those. No, maybe he's Munkerstrap. No, yeah.
I think he's Gus.
Oh, do you think? Oh, yes. Is that the tapping cat?
That's Skimbleshanks.
Oh God,
Which
there's so many cats in the show.
I know there's 20 or 30 in the
Oh my God, I'm
production.
just going through the list now. Whoa.
Gus is
oh my gosh.
Ian McKinnon. And
of course.
Kind of older, tells the story about how great they were. I could just see a Gus writing.
I'm just looking at the other cats here, and actually, maybe I'm a Cassandra. Nini.
Oh, you could.
Cassandra.
Could be, for sure.
Maybe she's a mix between the two.
Who do you have for
maybe
Satine?
Satine is Cassandra then.
I have Satine as Grisabella.
Oh, but Grisabella's sort of, I know what you mean, but I think it's so bad not to be ageist, but I think of Grisabella as old. And I feel like Satine, unfortunately, never makes it to that age, you know?
That's true. It's interesting you
gets
say
her,
that.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Well, that was part of why I'm like, well, they end in similar fates.
True. A young Grizz. We'll have her as a very
young
young
Grizz.
and gorgeous Grizz.
I think those are all the characters I thought of. Is there anybody else I'm missing from Moulin Rouge we should be casting?
No, I mean, I just love the characters Mungo Jerry and Rumple Teaser, so I want to throw them in there. I feel like for our current cast, we could have Jay Majuce as one of the Mungo Jerry or Rumple Teasers and Tasia. They've got bouncy cat twin energy. I feel like we'll cast those as them.
I love it.
And then maybe we'll have LeChoc as, which is currently Jackie Arnold. What can we cast her as? We've got Exotica here. It says a dark, sleek brown and cream female, similar to Cassandra in appearance, which was glamorous and snooty. Yeah. Maybe we'll cast LeChoc as Exotica. Why not?
Okay. I love it. Let's do some rapid fire with going back to Cats here. So if you could be in Cats, the musical on Broadway West End, which cat would you want to perform as?
Taylor Swift's cat.
So you want the vampire? You just want to be Taylor Swift, it sounds like.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Who doesn't now? Come on.
We're just going to go on the Eras tour instead. Who are your favorite and least favorite Cats character-wise? So like personality-wise, which one would you love or hate? Or which one just from the movie did you, not people, but like cat-wise, did you love and
funnily
hate?
enough, the part that I almost cast myself as there, Cassandra. No one likes the snooty bitch, do they really? I wouldn't want to be mates with her, but I probably would end up playing her.
Yeah.
I think to get cast as that.
Mm-hmm. Who would you love to hang out with?
Mungo Jerry and Rumple Teaser.
Just go have fun with the two of them. I love it. What's your favorite song from Cats?
Do you know what? I think because it's so iconic and makes me want to dance is the opening, the Jellicle Cat.
Yeah.
What's that actually called? Is it called Jellicle Cat?
Well, there's the overture and then, now I'm drawing a blank on it. Yeah, the song that everyone knows. Yeah. I think it's just the overture. But
that's
yeah,
the one. Get excited.
Yeah, it does. It's a very well known, like you hear it, you know exactly what you're into.
Yeah.
My fun question is, which cat do you think would be the best headliner at the Moulin Rouge? Like who would be a good performer one night?
Ooh. Well, I feel like Mungo Jerry and Rumple Teaser would give us a good like little cabaret number, you know?
Yeah.
Old school
that'd be
Parisian
fun.
style vaudeville cabaret number.
I kept thinking Mistopheles or Tugger would also probably own with their magic
true.
and just confidence.
Magical Mr.
There's a
Mistopheles.
lot that would do really well.
Yeah. What about giving Rum Tum Tugger and Bomb Ballerina / Cassandra a duet?
Yeah.
Act 2, Bad Row.
Yeah. No, that would be, it would fit. Okay. My $1 million question that started this show, which is I argued I don't think Grisabella is the correct Jolko choice. So I'd like to hear, who is your Jolko choice and why?
Oh my gosh. Why don't you think Grisabella is? I think she is the right choice.
Okay. I want to hear your defense before I can give you my rationale.
I don't know. I just feel like sometimes like it's her time.
Okay.
You know, it just feels
she
right.
needs
Sometimes you can't explain it. It's just like, yeah, that makes sense.
So let me ask you, what do you think being the Jolko choice means?
Oh gosh, you're really putting me on the spot here.
Digging into that cat's knowledge from 13-year-old you.
I know, which wasn't a lot of knowledge, to be honest. I don't know, actually. What do you think? You're the one that's got most cat's knowledge here.
I have too much knowledge on this show now. The idea is it's the cat to be reborn. My joke was that it was death. And then the different variations of it that I've seen, the most recent reimagined production, it was not really death at all. So I guess it depends on how you interpret that and how you interpret what being the choice means. So my counter argument for the longest time, like my true counter argument is I don't think Grisabella should be welcomed back to her family and then be immediately murdered. Like, why not have her spend a year with her family and have a chance to, she gets the redemption arc that makes the story beautiful after singing Memory. But why does she have to then leave? So that's been my argument is like, why not send Gus, who's also on their last leg, ready to die, has had a long fulfilled life, and send him after she sings Memory, and she can spend a whole year with the family and she can go next year.
Wow. That's very thoughtful of you. I feel like you really connected to Grisabella and want the best for her. And that's really lovely.
That's my nice version. My original joke is that I thought it was a singing competition like the X Factor.
Oh my gosh.
And I was picking who would I vote for as, the American watching.
I mean, she does sing a showstopper.
She does, but I walked out. My favorite number walking out the first time was Mungo, Jerry, and Rebel Teaser. And if I'm choosing who is the most memorable to me, I have the Tugger and Mistopheles number. So I want to send the two of them together as a boy band. So that's how I thought about it originally.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of ways to interpret it.
Whose number did we like the most? I think when I was a kid, Rum Tum Tugger did it for me as well. Yeah.
So that sounds like maybe you need to change your vote to the Rum Tum Tugger.
Oh, but then it's like you said, it depends how you interpret what being the Jellicle cat is, because if it is that they get reborn, it's why don't we ask who wants it? Maybe some of them don't want it. I feel like Rum Tum Tugger's pretty happy where he's at.
Yeah, I don't think he wants it. So I don't think if you're doing the America voting, it's not the $1 million Vegas show act or whatever, or an album. It's different. And so from that angle, I don't think Tugger and Mistopheles are interested. But Macavity, Gus, Jenny Anydots, who we didn't even cover.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's a lot that I probably really do want it.
Yeah, God, there's a lot of cats in this show. There's a lot of characters to remember.
So many. And they're all weird names that you got to try to remember how to say and what they do. And it's a lot. That's why I have hundreds of episodes learning it, because I knew nothing when I started.
It's not your average structure for a show, is it? That's for sure.
Not at all.
Pushing boundaries.
Yeah. Well, this has been so fun. It's always fun to compare the musicals and hear about your experience in the movie too. Again, like, this is the first time I've really had anybody get to kind of talk through the 2019 movie. So I appreciate you sharing.
You're welcome.
How can people stay in touch with you on social media and everything you're doing?
I've just got Instagram at Sophie Carmen-Jones.
Okay, we will tag that. We'll also post how to go see Moulin Rouge. I highly recommend going to see it as soon as possible. It is such a fun evening or matinee at the theater. And so I really appreciate you coming on and sharing your story.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And thanks everyone else for listening to this episode of The Wrong Cat Died, the podcast breakdown of the catastrophe. To follow along, you can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any else listen to podcasts. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at The Wrong Cat Died, or check out our website, thewrongcatdied.com.